Hello, everyone. Today, we will dive into Arizona's initiative and referendum process, which are key mechanisms of direct democracy in the state. I'll explain what they are and how they work and discuss the pros and cons of each process. We'll also see how these processes help support the idea of direct democracy as envisioned in the Arizona Constitution. Let's start with the basics. Initiative. The initiative is a process that allows all citizens to propose new laws or amendments to the Arizona Constitution. Through this process, voters can bypass the state legislature and directly enact new laws by gathering enough signatures to place a proposed law on the ballot for a vote. Referendum. On the other hand, a referendum allows citizens to change laws passed by the state legislature. If voters disagree with the law passed by the legislature, they can collect enough signatures to put the law on the ballot for a referendum vote. If the majority of voters reject it, the law is repealed. Let's now discuss how these processes are created and put into motion. Initiative process. For initiative, the process begins when a group of citizens or an organization writes a proposed law or constitutional amendment. They must then gather a specific number of signatures from registered voters, registered voters to qualify for the ballot measure. The number of signatures required in Arizona depends on whether the proposal is a law or an amendment. Still, it generally involves a percentage of the votes cast in the last general election. Once the required number of signatures is gathered and verified, the measure is placed on the ballot for a public vote. Referendum process. A referendum is initiated when voters seek to challenge a law passed by the Arizona state legislature. Citizens must collect enough signatures to place the law on the ballot and delay its implementation until voters decide. The referendum process is usually triggered within 90 days after the legislature session ends, and it requires signatures equal to a percentage of the votes cast in the previous general election. If enough ballot signatures are gathered, the law in question is placed on the ballot for a public vote. While both initiatives are referendums, are forms of direct democracy, they serve different purposes. Initiatives, these allow voters to introduce new laws or amendments. It's a proactive process where citizens can propose legislation directly without needing the state legislature approval. Referendums, these are reactive, allowing citizens to challenge and repeal laws passed by the legislature. It's a way for voters to control laws they believe are harmful or unjust. In summary, the initiative proposes new laws, while the referendum is about vetoing existing laws. Now let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of both. Excuse me. Initiatives. Pros. Empowerment. Initiatives give voters the power to create laws and amend the Constitution, giving them more control over government. 2, citizen engagement. They encourage civic participation and make government more responsive to public demands. 3, flexibility. Initiatives allow for a broad range of issues to be addressed, from social issues to economics matters. Cons. Complexity. Proposing and passing initiatives can be complex. Not all voters may fully understand the issue it involves. 2, unique interests influence. Well-funded groups may dominate the initiative process using their resources to promote specific interests that might not reflect the broader public's wishes. 3, overuse. With a relatively straightforward process, initiatives can be overused, leading to too many measures on the ballot, which can overwhelm voters and complicate governance. Referendums. The pros, checks and balances. Referendums serve as a check on the state legislature, ensuring the lawmakers are responsive to voters' wishes. 2, direct power to voters. Citizens can reject laws they believe are harmful or unjust without relying on elected officials. Cons: delay in law implementation. Since referendums can delay the implementation of laws, this can lead to instability in governance and delay essential reforms. 2, potential for misuse. Like initiatives, referendums can also be influenced by special interest groups with the resources to gather signatures and push for their agenda, even if the issue isn't of widespread concern. Finally, let's talk about how initiatives and referendums support the idea of direct democracy as laid out in the Arizona Constitution. The Arizona Constitution, adopted in 1912, was designed to give the people more power. The initiative and referendum processes were explicitly included to ensure that citizens could have a direct role in shaping the laws that govern them. These tools allow Arizonians bypass their elected representatives when necessary, ensuring that the government remains accountable to the people, even if elected officials fail to represent the public's wishes. By providing these direct democratic tools, the Arizona Constitution empowers citizens to take action on issues that matter most to them and to hold the legislature accountable for the laws they pass. To sum up, Arizona's initiative and referendum processes are essential parts of the state system of direct democracy. While both processes allow citizens to have direct say in their government, they serve different functions. The initiative provides for the creation of new laws. In contrast, the referendum allows for repairing statutes passed by the legislature. Each has its pros and cons, but together they give the people of Arizona significant power over their government. Thank you for joining me in this discussion today, and I hope this helps you better understand how direct democracy works in Arizona.